Hi guys, it is official. I am nearly done with the first trimester. I am at 13 weeks and one or two days. And I guess towards the end of 13 weeks, that's when the second trimester starts. I don't know. I just wanted to give like a little recap for those of you who might be new or who don't know my story. I am having an IVF pregnancy. We got pregnant via an IVF clinic. My husband suffers from infertility, and it was a long process finding out if we would even be able to have our own child. And after testing and doing different things, we found out that we could, and we were given the green light to do IVF. We first had our initial IVF appointment in November of last year, in 2023, and by April 19th of this year, 2024, I was pregnant. So that was the date of my transfer. We retrieved his sperm and my eggs on, I think it was like mid-February. I can't remember the exact date, but yeah, and then 2 months later we had the frozen embryo transfer. So it's been a crazy ride. I can't believe that I'm expecting. The first trimester was a very worrisome one, I guess because I'm 35 and I'm considered a geriatric pregnancy, which is, kind of weird. But I found out I was pregnant 4 days past transfer, so super early. I surprised my husband 2 days later, and then I surprised my kids the week after that. So everyone knows at this point. I've announced it, of course, but we have not announced what we're having quite yet. We do know, but we will be announcing soon. So at my first ultrasound with my IVF clinic, there was a big scare. Well, it was a big scare to me. They told me not to worry about it, but they saw bleeding on the ultrasound, and it was called a subchorionic hematoma. And it was maybe like a few millimeters, like barely anything. But of course I was worried. I was reading about all these cases of how the bleeding didn't stop, and then maybe, something bad happened, and then miscarriage. So I knew that, there's always a chance that things could go south. So that was scary. But with each ultrasound that kept coming back like once a week to check, the bleeding became smaller and smaller. But we did not see the heartbeat at the first ultrasound. I don't think we saw the heartbeat until like 7 or 8 weeks along. And then we actually got to see it last week at 12 weeks, and my kids were there. And the ultrasound, the lady, she was amazing. She was able to guess the gender in front of my kids and us. And I had planned something special for them, like another ultrasound, for the month of July. I guess it's July 1st right now. But the fact that, she was able to tell, I didn't expect it. So I was like, okay, whatever, go ahead. We'll tell them. And they were both very happy. My daughter wanted a girl and my son wanted a boy. So of course, he was all team boy and she was all team girl. So, but they're both happy no matter what. I'm really excited about that. They're over the moon. We just actually got the nursery together yesterday. My husband and I, we cleaned out an old storage office thing. And we put together the dresser, and I got the bassinet that I still need to put together. I think I might be throwing a crib in there. It's wild doing this all over again. It's been 8 or 9 years, give or take, or whatever, since I was pregnant with my daughter. So symptoms in the first trimester weren't that bad. I did not have much sickness. I didn't throw up. I did get queasy if I didn't eat enough. So FYI, I do blog my weekly pregnancy bump updates, with photos and how I'm feeling on the blog. So be sure to check the blog. I can put a link to that in the description box, so you can check that once a week. But yeah, so not much sickness. I've been having, I had some food aversions here and there, but lately I've been craving a lot of fruit, nectarines in general, like salad, lots of bread, lots of cheese, nothing too sweet. Haven't really, had much of a sweet tooth. Weight gain has been like a pound, not really much there, but with my other 2 pregnancies, I gained weight very slowly, and then out of the blue, it just kind of bam. So, but I am showing earlier than I ever have. I remember with my daughter, my second pregnancy, I showed a little faster. I felt the kicks a little sooner. And this time around, I am showing a lot faster. I'm like amazed. But then again, I've heard that IVF moms do show faster because of the medication that we had to take, which by the way, I was taking shots in the butt from a week before transfer to 10 weeks pregnant. And basically the progesterone shots I had to take in my butt, they were painful, God. But they helped keep the baby alive until the placenta kicked in and gave it its own nutrients. So I had to do that in the estrogen patches for 10 weeks. And I went ahead and actually I asked the doctor if I could do 1 extra week, just because, you know, it's just paranoia. Like I wanted to make sure the placenta was there and working. So they told me that I could go down half a dose and stay on for an extra week. So I did, tortured myself with shots for another week. But all is well. I felt little flutters starting at 11 weeks, which is the same time that I felt my daughter kick with my last pregnancy. I do feel like little flutters and like, you know, little things here and there. Nothing too crazy, nothing too strong or firm yet, which at 13 weeks, the baby is the size of a pea pod. So it's like 2.5, a little over 2.5 inches, I think. So not very big. But overall, I'm feeling great. I had a lot of fatigue. I struggled with staying awake. Like I would be driving and just like, I felt like I could pass out behind the wheel. It was so bad. But, you know, obviously I rested a lot. I finally broke down and started taking naps. But I feel great now that we are coming out of the first trimester and into the second. My energy's back. Not much food aversions. I'm doing great, exercising. I was on pelvic rest for a little bit because of that subchorionic hematoma early in my pregnancy. But, you know, obviously when that went away, I came off of the pelvic rest and I resumed my workouts. So everything is good. Everything's healthy. Baby is measuring on time. I'm due January 5th. So yeah, so that's really my first trimester update. It's nothing too crazy. I look forward to the second trimester. Yes, prego brain is a real thing. I look forward to the second trimester and updating you guys soon about the gender and how I'm feeling, and of course sharing my bump and more workouts. So if there's anything you want to see, go ahead and comment below, specifically pregnancy diet, pregnancy workouts, pregnancy tips, whatever. I'm going to be blogging more. So check out the blog, again, link in the description box, and be sure to subscribe and like. Thanks, guys.